Creating good motion graphics can be one of the most time-consuming things about editing a video, which is why I was so excited when I heard about this AI motion designer called Hera, which can create motion graphics like these in a matter of seconds. And I know that might sound too good to be true, but let me just show you how it works. So when you first log into Hera, this is what you'll see. It looks similar to many other AI tools where you have a chat box and you can type things in. And so whatever we type into this box or whatever images we drag into it, we can create animations from that. So I'm gonna start with something simple. Create a map animation that zooms in from Europe to France. And let's just start the generation. And now, as you can see, we have a map that starts zoomed out and then zooms in to France. Now, I don't love how the French flag is multiple different stripes. It should just be blue, white, and red. But if we want to, we can type into this box and change that. So I can say, let's reduce the number of stripes on the French flag. And when I submit that, it will regenerate the image and we'll see what it comes up with. Now, one thing that I really like about Hera is that you can leave the page. You can even close it and it will continue to generate the prompt that you gave it. And this is nice because if you're going between Hera and working in Premiere or another editing software, you don't have to stay on this page. Cool, so it looks like it generated a new flag for us here. To be honest, it's not perfect still, but I'm just gonna say it's close enough. You get the idea. If you wanted to, you could continue to prompt it down here until you get the right outcome. Now, another thing that you can do is you can change the text here. So let's say we want to make the text bold. We can make the text italics and add an underline, and we can change the font size as well. So we can make it a little bigger. Then if we want to, we can also change the color of the background here. So we can click on background color, and maybe we want it to be more of a bluish color. And then we can also move this around if we want. And now when we play this back, it'll have the same animation, but it's more in the center of our animation now. And so I'm gonna try prompting this one more time. Try to make the French flag again. And let's see if this changes anything. And this generated within 30 seconds, by the way. Now, once we have the final product, all we have to do is go up to export, and I'm gonna select 4K, and I will keep all of these other settings the same, and then we can export the video. Now it says estimated video export time is 5 to 60 minutes, but usually I've found that it's a little quicker than that anyways. Once you start exporting this, you can just leave this screen. You can even start creating a new animation, and I can just say, create a bar chart showing the birth rate in the US from 1950 to 2025. And so now we can wait for this to generate while our other motion graphic is exporting. And so as you can see, we get exactly what we asked for. And again, we can come in here and change these values if we want. So if we want this bar over here to be a different color, we could change that to red just to show how low it is. And I guess not. I guess there's a little bit of a bug there where the colors can't be changed on that. Let me try another bar, maybe a purple. It's not perfect, but it generated this in like 20 seconds. So I can't really complain. I mean, this would take me probably 30 minutes to make in After Effects just because of all the different bars, all the different details going on here. So it's really helpful in terms of saving a bunch of time on certain animations. Now you can also see what other people are generating here. And so here, for example, we have a cool animation of a Google search that someone generated. And so if I wanted to show a Google search in my video, we could click remix. And let's say I want to change what the text says here. Now, sometimes you're able to click on this and actually change it right here. But when I'm clicking, I'm not able to on this remix for whatever reason. But I'm just going to come down here and say, change the Google search to be searching for AI video editing tools. And let's see what happens here. And so now it regenerated the same animation. It just changed the text and the recommendations below. So that's perfect. Now I can just export this and wait for that to export. And if we really like this Google search animation, maybe we want to use it in the future, we can create a template from it. So if I create a template up here, I can say Google search animation, and we can just save that. And now if we come to the left-hand side here, and then go to My Templates, you can see we have our Google search animation right here, and we can use this template anytime we want to use it again. And we can also look at the public templates. All of these have been made by other people. Here we have a really cool hacker ripple effect. If you want a logo animation, it can create a simple logo animation for you. This is kind of a cool one here. Let's check out this editor levels one. Now let's come to our exports, and we can see that we have the Google search video ready, and we can download it there. And we also have our Europe to France animation, and we can download it right here. Now, there are two more things that I want to show you. The first one is showing you that when it comes to more complex animations, or animations that don't use necessarily just simple shapes, that's where I think Hera could improve in the future. So let's say I want to create an animation where there are 3 tents outside of an office building. And I'm also going to click on enhance prompt. And so when I click on enhance prompt, it will change my prompt right here so that hopefully it makes a little more sense to Hera and we get a better result. So now we have a little bit of a longer prompt here. So you can see it gives us 3 tents that are made with simple shapes. And yeah, I mean, overall it's like an okay animation, but it doesn't look very polished or anything. Right now it seems like Hera is using very simple shapes to create these motion graphics. And so it can't really make anything look super polished. It's not quite there yet. But overall, when I need something like a map animation, or if I need a news article, or something else that is relatively structured and simple, it's amazing and it knocks it out of the park and does it within like 30 seconds, which, like I said, some of these animations can take tens of minutes to do. So you're saving a lot of time doing that. There's another super cool feature that Hera has, and it's called brand kits. And when I click on add new, we can see that we get some options here to create basically a brand. So for my brand, I've made some brand colors that I go by that are just general guidelines. And so we can add them here. So we click on add new and then add a color right here. And we can type in the hex code. So I have this orange color, this green color right here, and this yellow as well. Now you're not able to sort of identify these as like primary color, secondary, and accent, but this is a great start and we will see how it impacts the final result. Then you can also add fonts. So if I go to add new and I find this Clash display font and I want to use that, then I can open it here. And finally, we can add some guidelines. Cool. So we have a very simple brand kit laid out here. I'm going to name it Gavin and click save. If we come back to our brand kits, you can see the brand kit right here at the top. So now if we go to create, this is where these things on the bottom come into handy a little bit more. I can click on the brand style here and I can select Gavin, and now the output should reflect the colors in the font that I specified. And so I'm going to say animate a user interface of a text conversation. And I'm going to enable the design agent. If you don't use the design agent, it takes anywhere between 30 and 45 seconds. But with the design agent, it seems like it's about 1.5 minutes. But I think it does make it look quite a bit better. So I'm going to keep that on. And then I'm not even going to enhance the prompt. I'm just going to start this generation. Okay, so we have a text conversation here, which is pretty thorough. Honestly, I was not expecting this. But as you can see, it's using the font that I specified. It doesn't use it throughout the whole design, but honestly, I kind of prefer that. And we have the orangey yellow colors that we added, as well as the green here. And honestly, this was pretty much perfect. This was exactly what I asked for. The only thing is it took like 2.5 minutes, which is a little bit longer than I would like for something like this, but I also understand the processing power that goes into making something like this. And it's not like I had to do any work. I just wrote a simple prompt and looked at my phone for a few minutes. Now, the final feature I want to show you is when you're using an image and trying to animate that image, which Hera can also do. So I'm going to drag an image right in here. And as you can see, it will populate. And just for reference, this is the image I'm using. It's a simple bar chart and I want it to be animated. So I'm going to say animate this bar chart. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to keep my brand style on just to see if that changes anything, but I'm just going to let it do its thing now. So it definitely used my brand guidelines, but it looks like it completely changed the graph here. So that's obviously not ideal. I did do this before the video and it worked. So I'll show you what that looked like. I really do like how it looks. I mean, the animations are super smooth. The corners are rounded like I mentioned. It uses the Clash display font, and the colors look really good. So overall, this animation looks really clean. It just didn't use the original image for some reason. But let me show you what it looked like when it did work earlier for me. It kept pretty much the exact same image and just made it look like this. And this was when I was not using a brand style. So maybe that played a part in it. Now I will quickly show you the pricing plans. I'm currently on the Mega plan, which is $90 a month. And this gets you unlimited prompts, unlimited exported videos, and pretty much unlimited everything, but it's really up to you and your workflow. Now, if you want 15% off to try out Hera yourself, then you can check my link in the description below, and that will directly support my channel and help me create videos like this more often. And let me know in the comments below if you're gonna try out about Hera and if you think it's useful after you do. Now, if you want to speed up your workflow even more with AI, you might like this video right here.